Assalamu alaikum. Hello and warm welcome to all of you. Dear students, in the last lecture we had discussed the two houses of parliament, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Dear students, Rajya Sabha is the upper house of parliament and Lok Sabha is the lower house of parliament. But friends, Rajya Sabha is upper house. It does not mean that Rajya Sabha is more powerful than Lok Sabha. Here I would like to give you the specification of power of both the houses of parliament. Our constitution does give Rajya Sabha some special power over the state. But on most of the matters, Lok Sabha exercise supreme power. Let us see by some of these examples. Number one, any ordinary law needs to be passed by both the houses of parliament. But if there is any difference in the opinion of two houses, the final decision is taken in joint house in which the members of both houses sit together. And as you know, in Lok Sabha 543 members are there. So because of the large number of members, the view of Lok Sabha is likely to prevail in such meeting. Second thing, Lok Sabha exercise more powers in money matters. Once the Lok Sabha passes the budget of government or any other money related law, the Rajya Sabha cannot reject it. The Rajya Sabha can only deny it by 14 days or suggest changes in it. The Lok Sabha may or may not accept these changes. In money matter, in the budget, once it is passed by the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha has no right to reject it. But it can suggest some changes in it or can deny only for 14 days. Then after it is up to the Lok Sabha, they may accept the changes or they may not accept these changes. So by this context, we can say Lok Sabha is more powerful in comparison to Rajya Sabha. Number 3, most importantly, the Lok Sabha control the Council of Ministers. In government, Prime Minister is there and Council of Ministers is there. Prime Minister and Council of Ministers are responsible for governing of the country. Only a person who enjoys the support of the majority member of the Lok Sabha is appointed as the Prime Minister. After the election, the party which got highest number of seats in the election, so from that party, the leader of the party is appointed as the Prime Minister. But A prime minister is a person who enjoy the support of the majority of the member of Lok Sabha. If the majority of the Lok Sabha members say they have no confidence in Council of Ministers or in Prime Minister, all the ministers, including the Prime Minister, they have to resign, they have to quit. But Rajya Sabha does not have this power. So here you have to keep in mind, in most of the matters, Lok Sabha exercise supreme power over Rajya Sabha. Now I would like to discuss about executive, political executive. Students, at the different level of any government, we find functionaries who take day-to-day decision but do not exercise supreme power on behalf of the people. All those functionaries are collectively known as executive. Today, I would like to give you two different types of political executive, permanent executive information. Political executive are those people who are elected by the people for a specific period of time. These include Prime Minister, Cabinet Minister and Council of Ministers. Political executive remain in office only for a fixed period of time, means for 5-year duration. Political executive are answerable to the people for their action. They take all the final decision and are more powerful in comparison to permanent executive. Now, permanent executive. These are the civil servants appointed for a longer period of time. Person working in civil services such as IAS, IPS, IFS officer are known as permanent executive. They remain in office even when the ruling party changes. Their tenure in office is fixed. Permanent executive are not answerable to the people, and these executives are less powerful in comparison to political executive. Here I would like to clear one thing. Permanent executive, they do not take decision. They assist the political executive, means they help the political executive in day-to-day administration. So this is the difference between political executive and permanent executive. With this, I would like to conclude my today's lecture. Thank you very much for your support. Allah Hafiz.